All right, so this is the first goal in the CF Montreal versus Philadelphia Union game. This one comes courtesy by Quinn Sullivan in the 29th minute. And so we can see Jack Elliott right here wins the ball back. Going to reset this with Jacob Glesnes. Glesnes into Liam Flock. Liam Flock into Jack McGlynn. And right here, the pass by Jack McGlynn into Nate Harriel. So before Nate goes and crosses this ball in, just want to point out the two players for Montreal, Saliba and Sosa, the center back. Both of these guys are ball watching. They watch the pass go out by Jack McGlynn into Nate Harriel. Raheem Edwards, number 44 there, who's the closest to Nate Harriel, had given Nate Harriel way too much time and space out wide to receive this pass by Jack McGlynn. Nate's able to pick up his head and then send the cross into Jack McGlynn. But the two players, Sosa and Saliba, both of those guys ball watching, neither one of them aware of Quinn Sullivan, and so you can see the space on your screen there for Quinn just to run into. And this cross, it's got to be perfect from Nate Harriel, because if it is, Quinn Sullivan's able to take that touch and then potentially get a shot off, and that's exactly what happened. So the cross gets played in here. It's a fantastic touch there by Quinn Sullivan, and then the finish. I mean, that is fantastic stuff there by Quinn Sullivan, and we'll take a better look at that cross by Nate Harriel, that touch by Quinn Sullivan. I think Quinn does Nate a little bit of a favor here with how great of a touch that was, because there was a fast, quick cross sent in by Nate Harriel, but a lot went wrong here by Montreal. And I'll go ahead and pause it again. Just the pass right there. And so you can see, already, Quinn Sullivan just in a lot of space there. Raheem Edwards giving Nate Harriel way too much space out wide, because Montreal, they're trying to play compact. They're trying to keep it tight in the middle, trying to take anything away from the Union playing inside the middle. And so they have all the players compacted inside the middle of the field, and that's why you have Nate Harriel in so much space right here. And so he's able to play this, and that's a fantastic touch there by Quinn Sullivan. And I think if Saliba's playing a little bit tighter to Quinn Sullivan here, Montreal is able to put this one away, and that's just a fantastic finisher by Quinn Sullivan. Hits off of the post, goes inside the back of the net for a 1-0 Union lead. All right, so this is goal number 2 in this match. This one comes courtesy of Montreal's Joseph Martinez. So a couple things I want to point out here for you guys on this set piece, which the Union gave up 2 set piece goals in this game, which they don't typically do. Coming into this game, they had only given up 6 goals all season long off of set pieces, and to give up 2 in one game, that's just so uncharacteristic by the Union. But in the green circle here, that's everybody on the Union that are playing a little bit of a zonal marking system. So you have Chris Donovan, Nate Harriel, Jack Elliott, and Jacob Glesnes is having to play a little bit of man marking here because of the way that Montreal has this set up. And so everybody else in the white circle highlighted for the Union, they're playing man marking. And so you have Liam Flock, who's man marking Joseph Martinez, and Joseph Martinez is going to do well just to make this run and get off of Liam Flock here into that space and just really springboard up and win this header. And so it's up to Nate Harriel then, after Leon loses his man, to go into that zonal area and really attack this ball. But it's a perfect ball played in here, and you can see ball whipped in, and for Joseph Martinez to get up there that high, that's fantastic from Joseph Martinez to get that high up to attack this ball. And there's really nothing that Nate Harriel could have done here. You saw him close to the near post. It was his zone right there, the near post, and it was up to Liam Flock to track the run by Joseph Martinez, loses his guy, and so that means it's a free header, and you can see it right here, free header. Nate Harriel late to react there, Jacob Glesnes late to react there, and that's what happens, when you play man marking and you lose your guy, and you have players positioned in different areas where they're in charge of his zone, where Nate's a little bit too late getting there because Liam Flock loses his guy. All right, so this is the third goal in this match. This one comes courtesy of Jesus Bueno, who gets his second goal in 3 games for the Union. This is the 12th set-piece goal that the Union have now scored in MLS play this season, which is the most in the league. And so before Kai Wagner takes this, I just want to go ahead and point out the defending here by Montreal, and you guys can already see on your screen, and I'll highlight it anyway. They have 7 players playing zonal marking, all in that green area of the field highlighted here on your screen. And so you're going to have Jacob Glesnes make this run, towards the front post, and then you're going to have Jack Elliott also run towards the same section, and this isn't a great corner kick sent in by Kai Wagner, cleared away with ease. Liam Flock heads it back in, and then there's Jesus Bueno on the back post, just like he did against Cincinnati, and tucks this one in the back of the net. And that's why you always send somebody on those back post runs, because if the ball is able to just not get cleared away and sneak in the back, you want somebody there to just put this one in. But you can see not the greatest cross by Kai Wagner, and it's cleared away easily, and Liam Flock's there to keep it alive. And there was questions, is Ty Burrero offsides here on this play? And they had to look at VAR, and they say, nope, he's not offsides, and the goal was given. I mean, that's a close one there. But again, it just shows why you make those runs to the back post, because you can go ahead and just tuck this one in the back of the net, and that's exactly what Jesus Bueno did. So this is the fourth goal scored in the game. This one comes courtesy by Montreal's Bryce Duke to tie this one at 2 apiece. But I thought it was important to show context that led up to this goal, what happened before. And so you can see Montreal has a corner kick here, and we'll go ahead and replay this potential foul so you guys can get a better look. So ball played in, Kai Wagner goes to the ground there, and Union go ahead and clear this away with Jack McGlynn. We'll go ahead and just see that one more time. Is Kai Wagner fouled here? He's to the ground. I don't think so. Jack McGlynn clears it away, and Montreal's going to go ahead and reset, send this all the way back to the goalkeeper. And it's important to know that, like I said, Kai Wagner is still on the ground. Does it get fouled? The referee doesn't think so. So that's why he allows play to continue. He allows Montreal to reset. And so a lot going on right here on this frame. We'll start with where it says Montreal player out wide right. That's very important to highlight here, because nobody's covering him. You have Jack Elliott and Jack McGlynn sort of covering for Kai Wagner, who's still on the ground. And if Montreal really wanted to, they could have pushed players up all the way into the 18-yard box right here on this play, because Kai Wagner would have been keeping them on side because he's still on the ground. And, as long as those attackers aren't in front of Kai Wagner, then they're technically on side. The referee said no foul, play on. He allowed this to continue. And so the two players that are connected here with the blue inner circle, the two central midfielders for the Union, Liam Flock, Jesus Bueno. The Union played a flat 4-4-2 in this game. And so you would want these two guys side by side in the midfield, not allowing anything to go in between them. But you have Liam Flock push up high, pushing the ball because somebody needs to. You have the three players with the arrows in Quinn Sullivan, Ty Burrero, and Chris Donovan. Those guys needed to shift over a lot faster because Union are down 10 men because Kai Wagner is still on the ground. And Jacob Glesnes here, I think he's pushed way too high up into the midfield zone. Should probably be in line with Jack Elliott because it's a lot of space there for Montreal to attack. And so it's just a simple sideways pass, and here comes the line-splitting pass right there. Good touch there by Ville Saint. And I think actually what he should have done, he should have played this ball, through ball, because Jacob Glesnes is not in great position. Kai Wagner's keeping him on side. He's finally up. And if a through ball's played right here, Montreal's in with a chance, and it ultimately doesn't matter because Montreal's still scoring this play. And so right there, Liam Flock can't win the ball back, and then there's the foul by Jack Elliott. So right here, Bryce Duke sent the ball in. Andrew Rick, that's a huge blunder right there. Gets Meg behind the ball, jumps up to try to collect this ball, expects a header by that run by Joseph Martinez, and that run by Joseph definitely sent Andrew Rick into a panic, not really sure what to do, expecting a header. It's not great goalkeeping there by the 18-year-old who's making his second consecutive start. So you can see this ball played in by Bryce Duke. Nate Harriel loses the run of by Joseph Martinez, and the ball winds up in the back of the net. Clearly, you can see right here that Andrew Rick's expecting a header by Joseph Martinez, and he just flops at the ball, and he winds up getting nutmegged. It's unbelievable after the Union take the lead with Jesus Bueno, and they give the lead right back. All right, so this is the fifth goal in this match. Montreal's third with Dominic Yankov. And so you can see Montreal just building out of the back here, taking their time. And it took 6 passes for Montreal to go from their own half of the field to get the goal in this match. You can see just no pressure on the ball here by the Union, just slowly building this up here in Montreal. This is a good hold-up play here by Apuku. And so he's going to go ahead and just switch the fields back to the left-hand side of the field. And so I want to go ahead and track the movement of Yankov and Jacob Glesnes, who's going to be responsible for just tracking him, because at this point in the game, the Union had switched to 5 in the back. They brought on Olivier Bizer, took off Chris Donovan, and so the Union are playing Jacob Glesnes, Jack Elliott, and Nate Harriel as their 3 center backs. As we all know, Nate Harriel isn't a natural center back. He's a right back, but the Union just wanted to make things compact and wanted to go away with a point, and it actually backfired, to be completely honest. And this is what happens when you take away one midfielder. You have one less midfielder, and you're going 5 in the back. Montreal is going to go ahead and overload things in the midfield, and that's exactly what happens here. And so you can see, Jacob Glesnes wants to step to the ball, loses his guy. Nate Harriel gets turned way too easily there by Yankov, and Montreal, and they have their third goal in this match. And that's just brilliant lead-up play by Montreal, just to slowly build out of the back and really cut through the Union's midfield, or I should say non-existent midfield by the Union when you go 5 in the back. And so when that happens, you've got to be on point. You've got to be talking. Who's going to step into the midfield to go and pick up the loose player? It's Jacob Glesnes here, sort of. And, he completely misses the ball here. The assist there by Raheem Edwards into Yankov. Good little turn there, and really tidy finish. Nothing Andrew Rick could have done there. And, there's just what happens when you play players out of their natural position, and they get turned way too easily. Right, so this is the 6th and final goal in this match. Montreal's 4th, and this one comes from the right back, Ruan, who you can see is on the ball right here. So he's just going to go ahead and play it forward into Apuku. And before we even get further on this clip, I just want to point out, like I just mentioned, the Union switched to 5 in the back, so now you're playing with 2 midfielders as opposed to in the 4 they were playing with. And so these are your 2 central midfielders right here, Leon Flock and Jesus Bueno. And you can see just Bueno goes in for the tackle and completely misses, and now you have no midfielders whatsoever for the Union. Leon Flock's there highlighted on your screen. And so what I was just talking about, because you're playing 5 in the back, you've got to decide one of your 3 center backs who's going to step at all times. Who's going to come out of position when you have one less player in the midfield. Well, in this play here, it's going to be Jacob Glesnes. Kai Wagner here, and we'll pause it a little bit later too, just to see, he's so late getting back. He's just walking back, and Ruan, you can see, is just completely free up there, still free. Olivier Paisan on this play will highlight, given way too much time and space for this cross to come back into the box, and it's not great defending by Olivier Bizer, but Kai Wagner, where's he at? Completely just taking his time back here, and the cross is going to get played in. You can see Kai Wagner still just jogging, and there's the 4th, and this is just unexcusable, just a lack of effort by Kai Wagner on this play, by this team. It's like you're playing for a draw, and then you give up the 3rd goal. And then who cares if you give up the 4th goal? You guys already have the mentality that you've lost, and you blew 2 leads in this game. And so this is just really bad here by the Union. I think Jim Curtin gets it completely wrong when he switches in 5 in the back. You can see just the ball gets played out right here by Apuku. Olivier Biza, way too much time and space for that cross to come in. Just terrible defending. But like I said, just for Kai Wagner not to get back and track this, nothing Nate Harriel or Andrew Rick could have done here in this play. But it's just about wanting it more. And Kai Wagner on this play here didn't want it more. And Ruan gets the 4th goal in the game.